Hello, beautiful beings, and welcome back to the Realm of Inspiration. Today, we are starting a new sort of mini-series here on the channel where I am going to be channeling the Cosmic Elfian Elemental Elder, or Cosmic Elfian Elementals, to educate us on the celestial body. The celestial body is not a part of the standard 5-body system that I have channeled from the Elfian Realm to the collective all before. 5-body system being the mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, and akashic, where the inner child resides and where past life trauma and karmic balance and all of those things can be found. The celestial body is a body system of the universe, and the way the celestial body connects with us is through our higher chakras in the physical body and also through our spiritual body. It is the body system of the universe that connects to us when we are in the non-physical, and in an essence, we have a celestial body when we are not incarnating in the physical. But once we enter the physical, we don't necessarily have a celestial body in the same sense that manifests through higher chakras like the universal gateway, the divine gateway, the galactic gateway, etc., etc. So, that being said, it's time we are educated about the celestial body and the celestial bodies. So our soul and star origins are, in an essence, the celestial body that we have. So we have our, soul origins, where the birth of our soul comes from, what energy is influencing us as beings of life. And then we have our star origins, where we choose to kind of wait out each lifetime, and that's where a lot of metaphysical things occur, is in the star origins. So I've talked about this before. I believe that there is a video that I channeled about soul and star origins before or something, so whatever I did about that is going to be linked here to the video and in the description, so that you can further understand these things. So recently, I learned something, and this thing that I learned I want to share with all of you is that when a planet is in retrograde or direct, so I am channeling this video when this specific planet, the day that it goes direct. So when a planet is in retrograde or directed, it can do different things. It's a different perspective. Nothing is negative. When planets change the way that they're moving, it's to shift the perspective and to help you see things from a different way and to bring clarity, and it's never destruction. What it is it's destruction for the ego, but it's actually, when you think about it, very positive. So I learned that we can go in a meditative state and connect to the planetary energy, and the essence of those celestial bodies, which can manifest as, in a sense, beings of those celestial bodies, but it's a bit different than higher beings. It is the manifestation of the energy of the celestial body of the planetary energy is the best way that I can explain it. I'm hoping this makes sense because I have spent quite a few years comprehending and understanding it, and I'm trying my best to explain it from the human perspective, because I feel like that will make more sense than just allowing the Elfian Realm to explain it, because it's a little complicated when they explain it. So when we do this, we can use the retrogrades and the directs to our advantage by asking for support. And a lot of times they're going to ask for an energetic trade of some kind. So for me, I went and I did this with Mercury, so expect some things from Mercury, and with Jupiter. So Jupiter, as of when I'm recording this, has just gone direct. So this video will come out when Jupiter is in its direct direction. And one of the things that they asked for is to do this series for all the planetary energy and all the celestial bodies, and it's going to grow past the standard solar system to all celestial bodies. And this is going to be how the Elfian Realm will eventually start speaking on beings like the Andromedans and things like that, and the Pleiadians. So this series I'm very excited for, and we are starting with Jupiter because Jupiter is going direct, and Jupiter is the first one that wanted to come forth. So as I'm sure you've also noticed by the time this video comes out, that there have been also some shorts that I have done, particularly about Jupiter by this point. So basically there is in conjunction with the full-length video is a short, either a card reading or an affirmation or something related to that planetary body as well that you can expect to see. It's time that we connect to the planetary energy. We don't hide away from it. And we use it to help us. Everything is here to help us evolve and understand life as beings of life, and to help our soul evolve. basically. So, that being said, we are going to kick off this series with Jupiter. And this year, there will be all of them except Mars. Mars is the only planet, and I want to say this, and I feel like I'm going to clip this too, and I'm going to post it. Mars is the only planet that is not moving in retrogrades, moving around in any way. It's just kind of staying the same this year. What this kind of indicates is that we need to overcome fear because there is no war that is fated ever, but Mars is more representation of, conflict, and it can bring, what it does when it goes retrograde is if you have disalignments, miscommunications, if you've been bottling things up, conflicts can arise, but it's conflicts that have been in the making. Right now we are at a crossroads, humanity. We are at a big, big crossroads, and I am seeing so many birds flying out my window confirming that we're at a big crossroads. We can choose to not live in fear and to not live in anger and to not live in hate and to choose unity. So speaking of, with Jupiter is related to, in a sense, our luck and wealth in some ways, and Jupiter is, of course, also the biggest planet, and I also, when I, connect to Jupiter's energy, because it has the little spot, I also see it as very much third eye related, because it has this, one spot on it. I don't know if that's true, but that's how my perspective of it, how I feel when I connect to it, but I also feel like it could also be sacral related, because it has this, kind of reddish, orangish center to it. That being said, that's a little background there. I'm going to channel the Cosmic Elfian Elemental Elder, Divine Masculine Energy, to educate us about Jupiter, to talk about its retrogrades and directs and what that means for us every year, not just in the year of the fire horse, but in general every year. Kicking off this series when I have not even finished the other series that I'm working with the Cosmic Elementals about, the color frequency one, so you can expect those videos to come out as well. I still have the colors, the spiritual meaning of colors, but there's just so much this year. Is going to have so many channelings, because you can just expect that I'm doing lots and lots of trades with the universe, and hopefully these can educate you and inspire you, and for the betterment of our ascension, all messages for the highest good of the collective all, what we need to know, not what we want to hear, to come forth. And I have a few birds watching me outside my window right now, so they are also seemingly very interested in what is about to happen. So, next time, let's flow through. Divine Masculine, Cosmic Elfian Elemental Elder, I'm giving you permission to step through as a being of divine light and love and inspiration, to educate the collective all for the betterment of their ascension, to inspire them on their journey. What we all need to know, not what we want to hear, in regards to everything related to Jupiter. You may step forth now that I'm stepping back. Hello, beautiful beings. I am the Cosmic Elfian Elemental Elder, last Cosmic Guardian, Divine Masculine Energy of the Cosmic Elfian Elemental Domain, the first Elfians. So, what is important for you to know about the celestial body, as a little brief introduction into the celestial body, and then about Jupiter specifically. The celestial body, as a communicator explained it to you, is pretty much how she explained it, but there is a little bit of a depth there. The reason we are communicating the celestial body to you all now is because it is time for you to understand that there is more than the reality that you are living in. And it is easier to get through into your heads when we talk about astrology and space and these things. It's more tangible for you to realize that the world that you are living in is smaller when you can see you actually know the solar system is there. It's physically there. You can connect to it. You can see it. You know that it's bigger than the reality that you're living in. When, as higher beings, we're telling you connect to nature, connect to the trees and the streams, and you're going to be able to see beyond the veil. You're going to be able to know more. You're going to be able to connect more. It's harder for you to tangibly see that, okay, yeah, that is something more. My reality that I'm living in is bigger. When it comes to nature, because you're already neglecting nature, humans, and this is not a good thing. And I'm a Cosmic Elfian Elemental Elder. I'm the Elder, but Cosmic Elfian Elemental at my core. And, you know, I don't work with the Earth Elemental energy that much. You know, we have some crossover things, but even I know that the Earth is a very important part of your journey. It is a celestial body. The Earth is the celestial body that is connected to you, and you connect to that through your Earth Star chakra. And eventually, one day, the Elfian Elemental Elder will talk about that, because, you know, Earth also can go in different directions, just not physically in the way that you can see it. It is not the only planet immune to directs and retrogrades. It also changes. You just don't really notice it, but it does change. So here is the thing. We're opening the third eye for the communicator a little bit to show her some good visuals to explain to you. So what is important for you to know is the Earth also changes. And the Earth's celestial body is the celestial body that you will connect to the most. And this is what Angelic Mother Gaia is protecting, is the celestial body of the Earth, because she is an angel, angelic. So she is not tethered to the Earth. You on Earth are. So you are working to help take care of the Earth in the physical side of things. The other planets don't have this, because Earth was elected to be the place for life to exist. The Guardian of Life is the same. The Guardian of Life works with the bridging of the celestial body of the Earth, of the cosmos, and of you as souls. God, the Guardian of Life, who is protecting, watching over, teaching, guiding, and being the source of the paternal energy for all of you. Angelic Mother Gaia only really works with the celestial body of the Earth and how those things manifest physically in nature. Guardian of Life, it works with everything else related to the celestial body and humans and your souls and your journey and these things. Source, your source, the human source, works with you understanding your soul's original excellence, and the creator of all things, the creator energy, works with you understanding everything in the universe. Everything in the universe. All higher beings, all higher things, and the connection and unity of higher light energy and humanity. So the celestial body is this underlying energy that affects all planetary energy and the non-physical. The celestial body is, in essence, a bridge. When you astral project, you are using your spiritual body, your soul. And you're using the bridge that is the celestial body of all things, connection of all things, celestial body is a bridge. And you're using that to go around and connect to many things. The celestial body is how you are able to, if you go in a meditated state and you are thinking, I want to connect to Jupiter, I want to connect to Mercury, I want to connect to Mars, I want to ask this celestial body, this planetary energy, what messages there are, how it can help me, because there's so much in the way that it affects things. The Earth is the most affected by the retrogrades around it, but the planets don't revolve around you. Let's be very clear. The Earth is not the center of the universe. It just so happens that this is where physical life is occurring. Key word, physical life occurring. It is the only planetary energy that has the physical life occurring. This is where any soul wants to experience physical life. It can technically only be human souls who want to experience physical life. Go to the Earth. Go to the Earth for this. But this does not mean that the Earth is immune to changes. It's going through changes. And this is why we're talking about the celestial body now, because the celestial body is going through changes in the Earth. It is shifting. And the thing is to prevent a complete negative out of alignment, which technically sort of occurring, it is bringing it back to the basics. The celestial body is the basics. So us, as other beings that are not human, we have a spiritual body, we have a celestial body. This is about it. We have an emotional body, in a sense, but only if we are channeled in the way that the communicator is channeling us do we feel the emotional body. Emotions, the way that they work in the non-physical, are very different. Also, the way that the communication works and the thought process is all very, very different than in the physical. So we only experience those feelings if we are able to be channeled in the way that the communicator is channeling me now. This is why for the Elfian Animal Healer Elder specifically, when the communicator channels her, a lot of times there are tears because she is feeling the emotions that she, that experienced in the Atlantean Age. So it's this big process of understanding the deeper layers of how this affects all higher souls. So this is like with the archangels. Archangels have spiritual body, they have celestial body. They do care. We care. We love. We are divine love. We don't need to have an emotional body to connect to love. And the thing is why you in the physical incarnation have the emotional body and the way that you have it is because you are in your essence divine love and divine light, but when you incarnate in the physical, the ego and fear removes authentic love. So you have the emotional body because you have other emotions. Emotional body does not mean love. It's actually for everything else because in the essence of your soul, you have divine love. It's about remembering the light of the guardian of life within you and the light of source within you. Divine love and divine light. Remembering it within you. Your emotional body does not have to do with that. It has to do with everything else that you would not experience when you're in the non-physical. Technically, your love is the bridge between the emotional body and the spiritual body when you're incarnating in the physical. Okay? It's important for this other background to make sense. So, this being said, with archangels, they are in the essence of beings of divine love, they have those two, and then they use divine love and divine light to protect and guide and help you. So the celestial body is the body of the non-physical. So, for Jupiter, specifically, Jupiter in its essence, when it moves, this planetary energy, it has energy. This is, if you believe in retrogrades, that they affect things, that they change things, and directs, and there's an influence, then you must, in a sense, believe that stars, constellations, the astrology, the houses, and planets have energy. So you believe in the way that energy works. So there is a soul, there is a spirit to these planetary energies to influence things. Planetary energies only are celestial bodies. They're connected together. So for Jupiter specifically, this is related to luck. Luck and wealth and these things, luck, connection with others, communication, in a sense, it's a different kind of communication. When Jupiter and Mercury, they have an overlap of retrograde, there is a shift in luck because communication is shifting and blockages are being removed. Listen. And we'll have the communicator channel this as well because Mercury will be a longer episode for sure. Mercury removes blocks of communication when it shifts in retrograde or direct. So, when it goes direct, if you were avoiding something when it was in retrograde, you're going to have to deal with it. If it's going retrograde and you were avoiding something when it was direct, you're going to have to deal with it. That's what it is. Why do exes come back? Simply, you haven't processed the relationship. So if you haven't dealt with it, when Mercury shifts, you're going to have to deal with it. Same with every planet. When the planet shifts, you're going to have to deal with what you were avoiding when it was in the other phase. Okay? Along with many other things. That the more that we work through this series with every planet, the more that we will share, well, I specifically, as the Cosmic Elfian Elemental Elder, will share with you. So, when we talk about Jupiter, specifically Jupiter, when it goes in retrograde, what it does is if you've had, a lot of it is connected to karma as well, and your karmic balance. So what happens is effectively when it switches, it sees your karmic balance. When it's in retrograde, it's going to test you. And when it goes towards the end of its retrograde, if you have passed these tests, it's going to reward you with luck. So by the time that it goes direct, everything will kind of start to go in alignment and go into place. This is the thing. Retrogrades are testing periods. Directs are the effects of the testing periods as well. For most planets, except Mercury has some special things in regards to it, just because communication and honesty and truth, especially in this year of the fire horse, any year where the element is fire that's influencing it, but also for you humans, that's different. But other things, they all work a little bit differently, but in general, the standard is retrogrades are testing periods, directs are the effects of the testing periods. So what effectively Jupiter has done is it has, in its retrograde, tested you. So you might feel like you're down on your luck. What's going on? What it is doing is it's bringing clarity to you. So a lot of times, if you've been feeling like sort of blocked when it was indirect previously, what it's going to do is it's going to test you in the beginning of its retrograde, and then it's going to help you remove the blocks. It's going to bring clarity so you can see clearly. And then towards the end, then it's going to bring the effects of how you respond to the clarity. It works more with clarity. So the communicator's interpretation that the spot on Jupiter is like a third eye is correct. What it does is it brings clarity for your stability. So there is all of them. Clarity is a very important thing for you humans because you live in a world where it's foggy, and basically what the lower self and the lower polarity does, and the ego, is it fogs your mind. If it fogs your mind and it fogs your senses, then you're more likely to be angry, jealous, judgmental, fearful, all of these things. But it brings clouds over you and it blocks you. The veil that blocks you from seeing. The non-physical, the veil. So that's what it is. When you incarnate into the physical, the veil comes. So what you need the most is clarity. All the celestial bodies that move in retrogrades and directs, because not all celestial bodies do so. Not all, like, space energy does that. Like, stars don't do that. All of those, the primary objective is to bring you clarity in different ways. So you think with crystals, that there are crystals who, like the quartzes. This is the best way to explain it. Quartzes, all crystals are stardust, gifted by the guardian of life to you all, that he selected as being the source of the divine paternal energy, as the gift from the cosmos to help you in the physical incarnation. And this was a decided thing. So what ends up happening here is with quartzes don't come from the same type of stars. They come from the celestial body. The rest of the crystalline energy is a little different, and eventually when we talk more about planets, we talk more about celestial bodies, this will bring clarity more to crystals as well, and why the energy affects you. So the goal is, now that it is the year of the fire horse, the year of the fire horse is bringing truth and understanding. So now we have the door open. The horse group soul and the fire element has opened the door for us to be able to educate you in this way. But also it is of the utmost importance, given the state of the world, to do this, because it's important that you understand deeper layers of things, to not be controlled by fear. The test of this year, we will say, communicator, get this specifically to people, is the test of the year of the fire horse is fear. What will you do this year? Will you be a victim of it, or will you defeat it? That is the test of this year. So a lot of clarities are going to come up, and especially Jupiter kind of really kick-started that, to open that for Mercury to be, as soon as the fire horse started, you have Jupiter in retrograde, and then Mercury slowly after joins the retrogrades. This is related to your luck and your life and your karmic balance and your communication and the clarity that comes with that to change based on how you respond to the test of the year. Every year that there is a horse year, every horse year is a test of fear. Eventually, what we will do as the Elfian Realm is explain to you the lunar years, because we as the Elfian Realm and as higher, everywhere in the cosmos, we technically follow lunar calendar more so. Because what we do is we watch how the lunar energy affects all the planets that have moons, and we follow this sort of calendar because it's easier to identify certain things and get more specific with things in regards to following a lunar calendar. With the solar one, The solar one, and it's not a calendar, it's just we follow the way that the moon phases, because we know when the moon is in a specific phase, it influences the earth and the other celestial bodies in different ways. Every planetary energy that has a moon, the way that the moon moves affects it, which then affects it also with the retrogrades, and we're gonna clear all of this up and educate more about these things too. The sun is like source energy in a sense, and it affects everything, but it's not as specific. So as higher beings, we don't see time the way you see time, and the best way that we can see time the way you see time is actually to follow the lunar cycles, not the solar cycle. Because if we follow the solar cycle, we're not able to help you as presently, because the sun, it's a bit slower. So it's not as easy for us to give you more direct and concise information. So that being said, for that lunar effect as well, we have all the celestial bodies. So back to the quartzes. So the quartzes come from the general celestial body, and with the quartzes, their primary objective is to bring clarity, because the primary objective of the celestial body is to bring clarity, because it is all about you go and you incarnate in Earth to see clearly. So for Jupiter specifically, it's a clarity surrounding your luck and your karmic balance and seeing things clearly and all of these sorts of things. So when it's going direct now it is the effects of how you handled the test, right? So now that it's direct, and by the time this video reaches the collective, it will have been direct for a little while. Now that it's direct, see about the effects. Think about when it was in retrograde, what you experienced and how you responded to it. Did you respond from fear, or did you respond from hope? The horse is bringing stability, right? So whatever planetary energy is going through retrogrades or direct when a lunar year starts, that is kind of giving you an indication of what you can expect in the whole lunar year. So this is, you have luck, karmic balance, seeing things clearly, communication, truth. This is the year that truths will come to light. You should never ignore a truth. They will try to distract you. Don't let them. Basically, what ends up happening, what's happening now, and what is the message of Jupiter at this time specifically, there are two paths. There is the distraction and the truth. You get to decide which one you're going to feed into. The more you feed into justice for the truth being expressed and ignore the distraction, the more progress humanity will make. Seeking justice for the unjust things committed, that the truth has been brought to light. This is what you should be focusing on, not the distraction that's creating fear. This is the luck of humanity. The luck of humanity. The luck of the celestial body of humanity is this fact. This is what Jupiter, it comes through to do. To show you, maybe, that the way that you've been going about things, the way that you've been perceiving things, is a bit different. And you keep thinking, oh, it's such an unlucky time, so unlucky, so unlucky, so unlucky, so unlucky. It's not. These things have been happening. They've been bubbling beneath the surface. It is your luck that the truth has come out. How you respond to it is you, not a planet. What the planet does is give you the information. You get to decide what you do with it and how you respond to the information given to you. It's how it's affected. So basically what ends up happening is Jupiter goes direct, it does the test. When Jupiter goes retrograde, it does the test, then it goes direct. When it goes direct, it is the energetic time for the effects. It is not necessarily that it is the planet out to get you. It is that the timing. It's all about divine timing. Every time a planet goes direct and goes retrograde, it's all about the divine timing. And in that divine timing, where it is, how it influences the earth, is how it affects you as a collective. Biggest test is about fear. It's always been about fear. Fear is the one thing that even if the communicator channels me for 2 hours, I will never experience this feeling. Because fear is what humans experience because of the ego. Every action Every war, every fight, every disagreement, every judgment, every jealousy, the root of it all is fear. The horse wants to bring you stability. Jupiter wants to reward you for overcoming fear. But if you keep allowing fear to control you and be your root instead of the stability of source, it will feel like you are losing and you are unlucky. Everything is energy. But it's not the way you think. And so at this time, this is what we can educate about to you. This is what is the right timing for. And then we will move to the next. You'll move to the next planet, the next understanding, the next time. So for now, I say goodbye until we discuss more about the celestial body moving forward. And hopefully, this helps you understand a little bit more about how the energy works around you. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting visuals. Very, very interesting visuals. The Earth, I saw the Earth moving, and I saw its aura, I guess its celestial body. For all the planets, they have the tangible body, and then they have the aura, the celestial body, moving in different directions. And what's very interesting is with all the other planetary energy, when it moves, the body next to it, this like non-tangible body, is moving with it. With the Earth, it's always moving, but the celestial body is never moving in the same direction as the Earth. I do not understand what that means. I hope they can educate us on this. I think it's because of the duality of Earth, that Earth has a polarity, so its celestial body will never be moving in the same direction as it. It's very interesting because also with the moon, it rotates and it moves and its celestial body changes. The sun, it has some movement, it has a celestial body, and it changes with it. They're going in the same direction. What's interesting is with the Earth, what it seems like is that the celestial body is always working opposite of the direction the Earth is going. I think the goal of my understanding is when we are working to create the golden Earth, basically the ascended Earth, is that the celestial body will be moving in tandem with the physical body in the positive direction. It's almost very scientific, the way the visual looks. You know, you have the positive and negative polarity, you have the positive and negative side of, like, a magnet. And, opposites attract. Right? That's how we're taught that the energy works. And as the way that the Earth is existing and how it is, it's the opposite. Its celestial body is moving opposite of its physical. So it's maybe attract, but, and like forces repel. But what's interesting is that the celestial bodies of the other planets are like forces moving in a like direction, I guess. But then they shift and they go in the separate direction of the Earth and things change. Like forces repel. What's very interesting is that it seems like when a planet goes retrograde, it ends up moving in the same direction that the Earth's, I think it's the celestial body, is moving. And that influences us spiritually, and when it goes direct, it's going in the same direction as the Earth's physical body is moving. It's very interesting. I'm going to spend more time understanding that, and then in the next episode of this, be able to explain it better. It's very fascinating. Very fascinating. So, we're going to understand more about it. That's, like, the main visual, and I need to understand more about that, and also just, like, seeing planets and stars moving. So that being said, this concludes this video. Thank you for your time and your interest in staying this long and hearing the messages of the Elfian Realm to help us. And I send you love, light, and inspiration. Stay inspired, beautiful beings, and see you in the next installment of this series.